Brodes Media.
That was an eventful night at CBP. This is what they do. They make you love baseball for a couple nights in a row. Duran's coming out throwing triple digits at people's heads. You got JT with a clutch, and I mean big as hell. Home run. His set is big as hell. Wow. After the lead is blown, Sanchez 12 Ks, your ace has to leave the game for real life issues. Meaning Zach Wheeler. He's got to step away from the game of baseball. How many teams survive that with a young Christopher Sanchez showing what he's got too? He goes, yo, JT, that's what you guys, what I got. But who does that? What team? It is pretty damn remarkable. But as you know, there is most likely a turn around the corner. And what I mean by that is it'll probably get ugly again in a handful of days. So no more long-term projections. What does this mean? I've already done that a billion times. They play amazing, which is why you get sucked in. And then they let you down, and then they play amazing, and then they let you down, and then they play amazing. You know my stance on this group. But the way that they're performing currently, with coming back home after the 10-game roadie, with plastering the Mariners in Game 1, and truth be told, I didn't get to watch 1 second of Game 1, and I haven't taken a day off of a Phillies game in quite some time, unless they just didn't play that day. I went to Monday Night Raw across the street at the Wells Fargo Center, or the Xfinity Center, whatever it is now, and I took the night off. Now, I saw what happened. Awesome stuff out of Bryce with a couple of bombs, which I've been concerned about his wrist. Now, here comes the surge again as soon as I say that. Turner had a big day at the office, obviously. His first home run at home in front of the home crowd, which is kind of awkward to even say. No more Romano, please. I don't ever want to see him in a Phillies uniform again. Rob Thompson better not look at me in the media and say, well, it's either he's ridiculously incredible and he gets everybody out, or he has a very difficult time and he allows a home run. Well, isn't that a problem? I mean, let's be honest. Isn't that an issue? Isn't that something that might be your kryptonite? Isn't that the exact definition of what and who you are as a team? Maybe having players like that is the reason why your team is like that. I'm just spitballing. But that's where we stand with Romano. That's the last I heard from Rob Thompson in regards to that. It was good to see Ranger, though. In my research after not watching for a second, that's what I got out of it. An awesome effort by Ranger, and late, Rob had to get him out of the game, but what he did prior to being pulled was exactly what we needed a Ranger Suarez to do at this particular time. After the news of Zach, and maybe, and we'll find out, only time will tell us, but maybe we live in a world where you see the team rally together and they really do become one, and that brotherhood and that friendship and that togetherness, it becomes something sensational because they're dealing with one of their superstars having a blood clot issue. And sometimes that unites people. We got to do it for him. We got to do it for Wheels. And we'll see. It would be awesome to see that happen, but no more long-term projections for me. I think it's pretty safe to admit that what I've been spewing for the last 4 or 5 months isn't going to change at this point until we get to the playoffs and this team either rides a really high or we're going home and we're golfing. And my mentions right now, I was tweeting during the game, and we'll get into some of the hot topics. Rob going to Kirkering. When he went to Kirkering, the guy behind the plate was a flat-out moron and an idiot, and he was all over the place, and that played a role in this too. But one guy said in my mentions, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the World Series, and I also wouldn't be surprised if they lost in the first round. Not the first time I heard it, but again, I do think that that is a perfect way to announce the style of this group. Even with losing Zach Wheeler, if their offense is sickening and their offense gets Kyle Schwarber hitting nukes, he starts the game off setting the tone with the Schwarber bomb. So if he's doing that and Bryce can hit multi-home runs, I don't think Trey Turner's a 5 RBI type of dude with power. So I think that game just happened to pop up because he was due to hit one in South Philly. But we'll see what Trey is. JT. How about Stott at the bottom of the lineup? If they carry the workload the way that we visualize this team doing when they put it together, it was always softball mash. All right, we could pretend, well, this is what they kind of slither to and maneuver to while picking up Luzardo in the offseason. They're more of a starting pitching heavy type of team. No. What is going to be the difference is if they rake or not. I just did a show filling in for the WIP morning show with Tom Kelly and Ashlyn Sullivan. It was really fun. We did it live from Eagles training camp, so it was a really cool time. And one of the main topics TK stated, and this was his stance on it, we can be fine without Wheeler. And not to diminish Zach Wheeler, he's one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. He's one of the best pitchers, not just in the National League. Screw the Cy Young, screw some of the voting, screw some of the other guys that won hardware over him for the individual award. Like this guy, what he's done in the playoffs, the regular season, since putting on that Phillies uniform is damn elite. So let's not act like losing him isn't a big deal, but if everyone does what they should do offensively, you still can power through. If Ranger gives you what he gave you yesterday, Sanchez slides into the 1 and he takes it like this. This was a big game. This is hey, I'm all right, boys, let's go. Because what did I want out of Aaron Nola? As an Aaron Nola guy and as a huge supporter, I wanted him to realize the moment. Forget that he's just coming back from injury. He hasn't pitched in the majors in a while. I want you to send a message to your teammates, to the league, to Rob Thompson, that we may have lost Wheels, but there's a reason why you fucking paid me. There's a reason why you've leaned on me for the last decade. I got it. And he didn't. And that pisses me off because I think he can. I do. I think he has the ability to not be Zach Wheeler, but be a damn good pitcher in this league that has success legitimately. No, I don't think he's in the Zach Wheeler tier, but I think he could have went 7 strong. I think he could have went 6 shutty or 6 1-earned run or just a really damn good effort, but instead he puked. It was vomit everywhere. Stains on his t-shirt. Sanchez owned up to that moment very, very quickly, and that's a big deal to me. And yes, I think Rob Thompson did the right thing when he pulled Sanchez. See, you can't have it both ways. I've now watched with the few Luzardo starts and with Aaron Nola, everybody gets so frustrated because Rob Thompson waited for disaster to happen first. Well, here's a walk, and then here's a single, and then here's a double, and then Rob Thompson gets him out of the game. Well, now, after one walk at 96 pitches, may I add, he did it early to get out in front of it. You just bitched for the last 3 or 4 starts from some of our guys that Rob was doing the opposite. Now he does this, and you want him to do what you complained about the last few starts. No, he did the right thing. He got out in front of it. Here's the problem. The umpire and Orion Kerkering. That's the problem. That's what went wrong. You must be better if you're Kerkering, and you must be better if you're an umpire. But the logic and the thinking prior to actually seeing the result was a damn good thought. The execution of the player wasn't good enough. And Orion Kerkering, he's been on such a tear lately, he was almost kind of due. Orion Kerkering's last walk came on July 13th prior to tonight. He then walked back-to-back batters on 4 pitches. That was rough. 45 straight faced without a walk batter. And then he had the back-to-back ones. He just simply wasn't what you needed. But the idea of taking Christopher Sanchez out there is a good one. If Sanchez walked the next guy, now his pitch count is up to 105. I mean, you'd crush Rob Thompson.